Over the other side.
Okay.
I think you're supposed to go to that.
I'm gonna move up so you can walk around. What's a little bit?
Come on, Adam.
Great job.
Come on, Sharon. Come on.
Good job,
Milo. 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 Milo, look. Look.
Who's gonna hold my nice call? See this conversation.
Good afternoon. Welcome, friends and family. On behalf of Rachel and Eric and their parents,
I want to thank you all for making the trip to share in this special day. Before we begin, please remember to silence your cell phones during the ceremony. And we would also like to pause and remember those loved ones who are no longer with us, although they are very much here in thought and spirit. Ann Wegg, Rachel's great-grandmother, Sid Kramer, Rachel's grandfather, Shirley Sprung, Rachel's grandmother, Ann Pirano and Joe and Angela Shirley, Eric's great-grandparents, Tom Sullivan, Eric's grandfather, Steve Sullivan and Bob Sullivan, Eric's uncles. Thank you. Today is not just any day. We join together on this day in this beautiful place as a community of friends and family to celebrate two genuinely remarkable human beings and one adorable dog. And today is much more than that. While we are each here to bask in the one-of-a-kind love and lives of two very special individuals, I believe that lump in our throats starts even deeper. I believe Rachel and Eric's unmistakable love for each other renews our own lives, our own purpose, our own love. Rachel, Eric, I believe that in your innocence and your sweetness, we find hope. Hope and living proof that love transcends all. I feel in my heart, and I know I'm not alone, the conviction that Rachel and Eric were, yes, meant for each other. Meant to be together. That their mutual smiles and kindness and unshakable goodness is not an accident. That their limitless possibility that we see in you right now is now perhaps our possibility too. And that just maybe something or someone divine is watching lovingly over each of us, just as it did that day on Commonwealth Avenue when the universe, or something maybe even bigger, brought together an irrepressible, kind girl from Jersey with a gentle and handsome boy from Philly. At Boston University, each college has a nickname. The College of Communication, where I work, and where Rachel and Eric met at freshman orientation, is known as COM. Some suggest it stands for the College of Optional Math. On this day, this couple bears witness to the majesty of optional math. Because I know I'm not alone in believing that in a few minutes, when we add 1 + 1, the sum will be so much more than 2. The sum of you, Rachel, and you, Eric, feels limitless. And on this day, your infinite love and possibility stirs us too. I was lucky to know Rachel and Eric as students and as student leaders at BU, and I can brag endlessly about them, but please allow me to just share a few stories. Rachel joined a student organization I serve as faculty advisor, PRSSA. As a sophomore, she was elected to plan and run our big annual conference, something a sophomore had never done before. I don't think I need to tell anyone here today how extraordinary that event was, since some of you may be sitting there wondering just how Rachel managed to get the tall ships to Boston on the day of the event. Junior year, she was elected president. Senior year, she was elected to the national board, something no BU student had done before or since. And when she graduated, she won pretty much every award that Boston University can afford a student. Needless to say, Eric was a truly outstanding student and leader as well. So outstanding, I recruited him to serve on a new team of reverse mentors. Those students work with business executives and owners who had graduated from COM many, many years ago to teach them about social media. No surprise, Eric's students, 30 years his senior, had become so addicted to his knowledge and counsel that years after he graduated, they were still bugging him for guidance and wisdom. I used to run a trip to New York City for students, for selected students. The students had to write an essay convincing me that they should be chosen to participate. Eric did not write an essay. He submitted a video. It began, Professor Quigley, there are 3 reasons why you would be crazy not to bring me to New York. When he got to the 3rd reason, the Times Square naked cowboy appeared, playing his guitar and flirting with the ladies. The 3rd reason, you're going to need a buff male to protect the women. Both Eric and Rachel won awards at BU. I recall a luncheon at the Harvard Club to honor Rachel for having won a very prestigious award. And over lunch, a fellow professor spent most of the meal extolling the endless virtues of an extraordinary young man who had won his award. As Rachel and I did our very best to hide our smiles, it became clear the professor was unaware that fate was several steps ahead of her. Rachel, Eric, we'll congratulate you in a few minutes. But for now, I simply thank you for inspiring us, your family and your friends, for your selfless gift to each other and to each of us of beauty and sweetness and innocence and love. And above all, for your constant proof that one your constant proof that 1 + 1 can be so much more than 2. Thank you. And now we're going to have our first reading from Eric's sister, Julie Leist.
Falling in Love is Like Owning a Dog by Taylor Molly. On cold winter nights, love is warm. It lies between you and lives and breathes and makes funny noises. Love can wake you up at all hours of the night with its needs. Love can give you a sense of security. When you're walking down the street late at night and you have a leash on love, ain't no one gonna mess with you. Love needs to be fed so it can grow and stay healthy. Love does not like being left alone for long, but come home and love is always happy to see you. Love may break a few things accidentally in its passion for life, but you can never be mad at love for long. Love leaves you little surprises here and there. Love makes messes. Sometimes you just want to get love fixed. Sometimes you want to roll up a piece of newspaper and swat love on the nose, but then love gives you big kisses and you laugh at the little things. Sometimes love just wants to play, running you around the block, leaving you panting. It pulls you in several different directions at once, or winds around and around you until you're all wound up and can't move. And love brings you together. People who have nothing in common but love stop and talk and greet each other on the street. Most importantly, love needs love and lots of it. And in return, love loves you and never stops.
And now for our second reading, I ask Debbie Monaco to come forward, please. And as some of you know, Debbie and her husband Jim are here today celebrating their 45th wedding anniversary.
Okay. This is The Art of Marriage.
There we go.
Okay. The Art of Marriage by Wilfred Arlen Peterson. Happiness is a marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage is created. It is the art of marriage. The little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you, at least once a day. It is no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through the years. It is having a mutual sense of values, common objectives, okay? It's standing together, facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in an attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking the words of appreciation, demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere on which you can grow. It is finding room for things of spirit in the common search for good and beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not marrying the right partner. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is marrying the right partner. It is discovering what marriage can be at its best. And I want to add something that I told Rachel a long time ago. No matter what, whenever you're angry, always give each other a kiss goodnight because it's different in the morning. Okay, I love you both.
I love you too. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rachel and Eric, today you are making a lifelong commitment to share the rest of your lives with each other. Your relationship is symbolized through the pouring of these individual containers of sand, right behind me, one representing you, Rachel, and all that you were, all that you are, and all that you will ever be. And the other representing you, Eric, and all that you were, and all that you are, and all that you will ever be. At this time, I would like to invite the parents of Rachel and Eric to come forward. The dads first, please. These vials of sand represent the bride and groom. These vials of sand represent the bride and groom in each family. Now that you're blending this sand together, symbolizing the uniting of two families into one. Just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured again into the individual containers, so will your marriage and your families be. As you each hold your sand and the separate containers of sand represent your lives in this moment, individual and unique. As you now combine your sand together, you will also join together as one family. We've come to the point of your ceremony when you're going to say your vows to one another. But before you do that, I ask you to remember that love, which is rooted in faith and trust and acceptance, will be the foundation of an abiding and deepening relationship. No other ties are more tender, no other vows more sacred than those you now assume. First, Rachel.
Eric, when I walked into BU orientation 10 years ago, I met a quiet, blue-eyed boy. I never thought I would be meeting my future husband, my best friend, my confidant, my soulmate, my PRSSA VP. I also never would have guessed that 8 years later, we would be in the same spot with you down on one knee, proposing and with a puppy. You knew how to make all my dreams come true at once. Dating you changed not just my day-to-day life, but my entire perspective on life, what I valued and what I wanted for my future. You showered me with the kind of love I always wanted to feel, and together we've created the life I've wanted to live. Even though you officially become a part of my family today, you have been my family for years now. We have already experienced so much together. We both entered adulthood and started full-time jobs in Boston and learned how to support each other through stress at work and an endless amount of networking events. We lost grandparents who meant the world to us and learned how to grieve together and support each other during difficult times. When I had surgery, you took care of me, helping me walk, bringing me to doctors, and showing me the meaning of true love, care, and devotion. We became an aunt and uncle to Adam and then Shira, and learned how to change diapers, how to recite all the names of the characters in Cars, and truly got a glimpse of what our future could look like together. We bought a condo and learned the most important lesson, that no room should be painted bright yellow. In the years to come, I'll look back on these fond memories, but always remember standing here with you on the best day of our lives, declaring my love for you and making vows for the future. I promise to listen to you when you're upset, have a different opinion, or have something on your mind. I promise to appreciate you for your humor, your dad jokes, and all your quirks. I promise to be supportive of you through any life change. I promise to work on my sous chef skills and cook for you more. I promise to work together as a team as we build our lives together and grow our family. Eric, I promise to love you with all my heart every day for the rest of our lives.
And now Eric.
Should I or not?
It seems to be in and out. If you could just read loud.
I can do it. Rachel, love at first sight doesn't describe us at all. But when I met you, I saw you attacking life with a passion, lighting up rooms with your infectious smile, and treating everyone around you to endless kindness. I wanted to be near you in the hopes that maybe just by standing by your side, some of your light would shine onto me. I considered myself lucky just to call you a friend. And since then, we grew that friendship into an incredible and life-changing relationship. And today, I'm lucky enough to call you my wife. I love you for your morning energy, even when I'm exhausted. I love you for the support you give me and the faith you place in me, even when I don't believe in myself. I love you for your obsession with Milo, even when I have to remind you that he is a dog and not a human child. I love you because you make me want to be the best version of me. When I'm with you, I want to be a better chef. I want to be better in my career. I want to be the best husband and someday father that I can be. And I want to love you more every day that passes. And every day that passes, I will keep these promises, not just for you, not just for me, but for us. I promise to grow old with you and to grow with you. I promise to always record your vampire television shows, no matter how bad they are. I promise to be your partner in meeting any challenge that we face, big or small. I promise to kill every bug that I see in our house. I promise to care for you when you're sick and to hold you when you're feeling down. And I promise to tuck you into bed every night at 9 o'clock, kiss you goodnight, and wake up the next day and love you even more with everything that I have.
Thank you.
Want to try this again?
I think I'm going to try to yell.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes.
Right.
And we'll now have the exchange of rings. Your wedding rings are the outward and visible sign of the inward and invisible bond which already unites you two hearts in love. Kevin, please give Rachel's ring to Eric. Do you, Eric, take Rachel to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Eric, place the ring on Rachel's finger and repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you.
I marry you.
Wear this ring forever
Wear this ring forever
as a sign of my love.
as a sign of my love.
Kevin, now please give Eric's ring to Rachel. Do you, Rachel, take Eric to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Rachel, place the ring on Eric's finger and repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you.
I marry you.
wear this ring forever
wear this ring forever
as a sign of my love.
as a sign of my love.
May the wedding rings you exchange today remind you always that you are surrounded by enduring love. We will now have the breaking of glass, and I'd like to ask Rachel's brother-in-law, Evan Fox, to join us.
It's underneath.
The breaking of the glass teaches us that in times of joy, we must also realize life brings sadness and sorrow. Standing here to get married is the pinnacle of happiness, but breaking the glass reminds us of the fragility of life. It also warns us that love, like glass, is fragile and must be protected. The promises made by the bride and the groom, like the broken glass, are irrevocable. On a lighter and more realistic note, this is the last time that Eric gets to put his foot down, so make it a good one.
All right.
Now, by the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, it is my honor and delight to declare you husband and wife. Eric and Rachel, you may now kiss each other. Friends, I now introduce Mr. and Mrs. Leicht.